Um, I just gotta say, like, there's a lot of, I guess you could say, discussion for all the people, for like this election, stuff like that, coronavirus, all this shit popping off, making life hard on folks. But I understand that. But for the people my age, 18, young people who think that it's okay for who think that you should have your stuff handed to you on a silver platter, money, your benefits, all that. That that's not how life works. And countries who do that, I'm going straight out, who are socialist and everything, every time they've gone bankrupt. Venezuela, Russia, every single one of them gone bankrupt, And that's exactly what you're going to do to this country if you turn it into a socialist. Ain't nobody going to have jobs. And all the people who have worked hard for their money, who have been doing stuff for their families, are going to go right down the shithole, because of your, greediness, because of your, I want everything handed to me right now, right here. That's not how life works. That's not how it should work. You should work for your money. You should do that stuff. Like, for real. To Joe Biden, I gotta say this, man. Like, if you're gonna do all the things you said you were gonna do in your election campaign and everything, you're gonna fuck this country up so badly. So badly, man. So badly. Like, for real. And I understand you think it might be the right route, but it ain't, dude. For example, too, like, people who are against the Second Amendment, and you blaming the gun, you're saying the gun's the problem. The gun's not the problem. It can't shoot someone by itself. It doesn't make up the mind, I'm going to murk somebody today. I'm going to kill somebody today. I'm going to go shoot up a school today. It can't do that. It's not a living thing. It doesn't have a mind. It can't think. It's an inanimate object. The person behind the gun, that's the people you should be blaming. That's the person you should be blaming. The person behind the gun. The person who can think those thoughts, who can say, oh, this nigga disrespect me, I'm going to kill him. That's the person you need to worry about. Not the gun. It's not the gun's fault that the dude pulled the trigger, or the woman. I mean, you never know. It's not the gun's fault. It's the person's fault behind the gun. That's the reason we got gun violence in America. That's the reason why, people be doing that, Because there's bad people out there, but all the responsible gun owners, they're just fine, I think. Like, I think y'all should not worry about the gun itself. Cause if we get rid of guns, bad guys are still gonna get the guns, no matter what. I know several felons who aren't allowed to have guns who have freaking arsenals. I know several of them. They have arsenals. I'm not talking like little bitty itty 22s or shit. I'm talking like 5.56, shit like that. 308, 50 caliber fucking Desert Eagles. I'm talking about that type of shit, man. They got that shit. And they're not allowed to have them. They're not. But they still have them, right? Like, for real. It's just, and even Joe Biden saying that he's going to put a tax on responsible gun owners, that is. You know how many people are going to go bankrupt because of that? My dad's definitely going to go bankrupt if you do that shit. He's got a whole bunch of guns. And if he has to pay for each and every one of them, that's messed up, man. I thought this was supposed to be America. Land of the free, home of the brave. You know what I'm saying? I thought this was supposed to be that way. I thought that was it. You know, where a person could own a gun, where a responsible person could own a gun, where they could say things they want to say. You know, today that's very irrelevant. You know, I hardly see that anymore. And if you do say something about the Second Amendment to someone who thinks guns are a bad thing, they get all pissed off at you. Or you restate your opinion on things. People get pissed off. Well, First Amendment, freedom of speech, right? I'm pretty sure that's the First Amendment. You know? Second Amendment, you know? Right to bear arms. I mean, why do you think our forefathers put those two first? So in case there's a tyrant, you know, or tyrants, you know, who want to take away our freedom, you know, Second Amendment protects that. Let me ask you, anti-gun people. Now, what are you gonna do when another country's invaded us? You know, because it could happen. Are you probably going to laugh and say, nah, that ain't going to happen because America's strong? Well, what if it happens? There's a big what if. You know, what are you going to do when soldiers come to your house with machine guns and you know, anti-tank rifles and shit like that, anti-personnel stuff, and you ain't got a single gun in your living room, or in your house? What you going to do? You're going to scream at them, get out of my house right now or I'm calling cops? Cops ain't going to do nothing because they're most likely going to be ran over by these forces as well. They're probably going to get owned by these forces. It might just be the cops that come to your door and say, hey, you're under arrest, you're going to a concentration camp because you're different or something like that, you know? Like, for real. Well, you going